Hood postman, city, hood, click. Let's go.
Be very careful who you talk to, because you'll never know who the informant is, who the cooperating witness may be, and you never know, somebody who was a friend today may have been flipped the night before and become your enemy tomorrow.
About humanity, putting truth in these lines while they busy feeding lies. When you got that tunnel vision, gotta open up your eyes. Wake up and go to sleep. Man, I'm praying all times. And to my guys, ain't no other side. This for my brothers, I'ma pray with y'all shine. Lock the door. Go ahead, lock the door. Lock the door. Go ahead, lock the door. Yeah, you already know.
Depending on the lessons, some people eat, some people learn. But the game is going to send you a bill. Lock the door.
The door. The game is going to send you a bill. Shout out to the Mailroom Nation and the Mailroom Goons. I am Professor Melly Mail, the Hood Postman. If you ring that bell, I'm gonna bring that mail. Shout out once again. You can come in and take a look at your mind, examine what's in your heart. You can go anywhere in the world to get a couple of lies, but you come right here to get the truth, and the truth you shall receive. This is not a glorification nor a glamorization. It's always an education. Get on the bus and let me take you to school, guys. I appreciate each and every last one of you. Once again, we're here for another cavalcade of conversation where we delve into the bottom of the pit or the bottom of the abyss of Damu and Kiwe isms, and even GD and BD isms, because they all are reflective or part of the overall at large Black community, and they have an impact on our daily activities. So therefore, we must be able to articulate and ascertain where we need to be and how we need to move in this day and time based on everything else that's going around us and up under us and over us and to the side of us. Once again, I welcome everybody to the mailroom. Marlena Williams, Postmaster General in the house. James, what's going on, James? How you doing, sir? Dominic, what's going on? What's going on? Hey, what's going on? Johnny Sullivan's in the house. Get Johnny Sullivan that hammer, Marlena. What's going on, DJ Vegas? I see you, baby. What's going on? Jay Vegas in the house, and everybody else that's joining us. I appreciate each and every last one. It's always amazing and incredible and awesome to be here with you, sharing time and space. You guys see the title, Crips and Bloods were both created by teenagers out of emotions. We can look at that in a couple of ways, and we're gonna delve right into it because I think it's important that we fully understand how do we get here, and why do we continue to be there when the things came from teenagers? It's a teenage mindset, and now we're 50, 60, 70, and we're still keeping with the same line of ideology and same things. Are we still talking to each other in terms of every two words saying cuz and blood? Every 2 words, those words will happen to come out of some people's conversation, and they haven't. It comes across my mind that this person hasn't grown up, this person hasn't matured, this person is stuck in a time frame that has long passed him or she. Um, Again, we find ourselves people that defend their emotions and ignore facts. That's where we at today. And there's the auto programming that's been placed in our school systems, in the prison systems, in the justice system by the CIA and FBI has a greater impact also within our community. But if we don't get up out of the mindset that we're stuck in, and we don't elevate and pull each other up, we'll continue to be that creation, because America created the nigger, the stereotype, the shaping, and the experience of the conditions of the genocide that the Crips and Bloods, the GDs and BDs participate in the annihilation of Black people on a daily basis without fail, without even giving real reason. It is all emotion. There's no rationale, there's no reason, there's no logic there. It's just all pure emotion and adrenaline, and it's just reactionary. So, but when I get into these frames and I start talking about this, you guys want to think, because let me go back. Yesterday we talked about LB, we talked about Salty, we talked about both hogs in their own right, both hogs in their own right. LB, if anybody think after spending 40 something odd years in prison and developing the guerrilla mindset and develop the teachings from the guerrilla, I'm talking about the BGF, that he was going to come back and sit side by side with you and be a Pyru again, you're delusional. This is probably why he doesn't even reside nowhere near Compton, because he had already foreseen and thought about this over a period of time and mapped out his thing, because everything that you do, everything places you go and where you're going requires you to map it out in order that you get to that destination in the best way possible as safely as you can. This is what we're doing. Raymond Lee Washington. We'll start with the emotion part from the Crip. Now, we don't heard Craig Monson say what he said, and other people have verified the information that Raymond Lee Washington wanted to be a avenue, and he was rejected. And allegedly, he was slapped upside his head. He went away, and he was emotional about it. He was struck by it, and he didn't like the outcome. So he decided to put together his own band of merry men, and he named them the Crips. And the Crips, as the Crips begin to roam the neighborhood and be part of ODM Slim, what's happening, man? How you doing? That's my guy, ODM Slim, man. Y'all shot that ODM Slim out. I see you in it, baby. As he began to ride through the neighborhoods and streets, and he began to do recruitment, and other people, Washington High, Fremont High, and all these other different high schools and parks and alleys and different where it was Jesse Owen Park, Sportsman Park, St. Andrews Park, and coming all the way down to Compton to the Grandies. I've never seen him in Oaks Park. He could have been there, I don't know, coming up to the Red House and all these different places, right? It began to take shape. It began to take fire. But mind you, it was a teenager's ideology. But yet, he tended to be a little more clever than most, because he did come up with the power to say that we needed somebody at the seat of the table within the city of Los Angeles speaking for the Crips. This in turn put Rosie Greer, put Tom Bradley, and it also put Bob Simmons into a position where they was able to bring these brothers together and form what is known as the Round Table. And the round table presented itself and brought Mama Nunn in and brought the Pyrus in, and everybody was talking. During this time, we're talking about this still not like it's still like fist fights. Maybe a shot here and there, but still fist fights. And they just now getting past the idea of Pyru Crip. Getting past that, right? Well, that's where we at, right? So here's what happened to the Pyru. Mac Thomas, who was an ally that grew up in Raymond, who was a Crip before Tookie, who started the Compton Grandy Crips and other, along with Marcellus and all the other individuals that was there. I don't need to name them all. I'll just mention him because he came to mind. Then you got all the people off the other side. Johnny Ray. You got Moto, Mad Dog. All this Watch House, San Pedro Crips off of San Pedro and Avalon and all that. That's the other east side. They call that the other east side. You got all these brothers. You got Chocolate. You got Crazy Crip and all these individuals. And then you not even mentioning you got all the people that's coming from the west side. Melvin Hardy. A lot of people give it to Melvin Hardy. They don't give it to Tookie. Because I think the West Side felt like Tookie abandoned them. So again, this is all emotional stuff, right? Because we're dealing with teenage, we're dealing with adolescence, right? We're dealing with this. So at what point do the mindset of the teenager who refuses to grow up begin to grow up? Because if you look at it, whatever happened with Mac Thomas and why he didn't like the Pyrus or whatever that situation was, it should have never got to the level that it did. Now you got all these people coming up and co-reason on meeting up at Centennial High. You got Raymond coming from the east side. You got the guys that's coming over there from Carver Park. You got the Zane, you got the Blues, and I mean, what is his name? He just passed away. God, I can't think his name. Glue Baby, of course, but Roy Tucker, and Lil James. You got all these individuals that's meeting up and sending to. Meanwhile, it's still like in position to be something more than what it's about to be. You know what I mean? It's still fact, but due to the fact that emotions, people can't get past the emotions because again, people defend their emotions and ignore facts. They didn't have the mental gymnastic or the testicular fortitude to say, wait a minute, Mac. Wait a minute, man. You wrong, man. You wrong. Why do we have to turn these brothers? Because they already had confrontations with the Brims, right? This is before they even get in confrontations with the Pyru. The confrontation originally started with the Brims and other. Then you had the Outlaws who were down in the 20s. Then you had the Bishops, and then the Bishops, Bobby Lavender and Jimmy Lavender, they couldn't stand Raymond. Couldn't stand him. You know what I mean? But for whatever reasons, I'll let them tell that part. I don't know, you know what I mean? Allegedly that they got into it and some people, you know, emotions was flaring and things happened. But Jimmy can tell that story better than I can. So when I get on here, guys, it's not personal to me. If I mention this guy or that guy, don't think I'm here because it's personal. It's not personal. I'm trying to right the ship, correct the language, and also be able to say, okay, here it is. Let's build from here. Culture responsibility, culture competence, and culture awareness. How do we build? How do we build from there? Let me see, what's that? How do we build? How do we add to this And how do we make it better? Because if you think about the way of the Black Panther and then the way of what the us organization and all these individuals, people, you don't understand that these all this stuff was just emotions, and it was a tinderbox waiting to bust it into a big old blaze, because you got all these teenagers who are trying to act according to manhood or present themselves as men when they wasn't ready to be men. Lorenzo, true enough, was that Pyru. But when he went in and spent all them years in prison, he became BGF, the gorilla. He did not come back out to be a Pyru after he did all that studying and all that advanced understanding of human psyche and understanding and what it takes to be a man. Three things: communication, the ability to apologize, and the ability to take accountability. If you missing one of those things, you are not a man. You a man, baby. You're a man child, or you still a teenager, or you caught up in your adolescence. How do you get out of that? We cannot continue to say, wear all this red, and we can't wear all this blue, and we can do it, but we have to define it differently. It was the social clubs. I say they should become, if the Pyru should become a social club, the Crips should become a social club, the Hoovers should become a social club. And then we have barbecue socials, ice cream socials, building the community. Nail guns over handguns. How do we better, or are we deemed to just be main victims? Do we get to just go back all the way and just continue to rant and rave about what happened to slavery? Or do we just, okay, that happened, now what can we do to make our lifestyle go better from this point on? Or do we keep going back to that? Or do we keep going back to 1969 when Raymond created Crips? Or 1970, 71, 72 when the Pyru Street Boys formulated the Pyru Street? But rather than understand that it's deeper and a lot deeper than what most people are willing to say or articulate, they rather defend it with their emotions and ignore the facts. The facts is we got a bunch of people that are walking around dumbed down, comatose, and functional retarded. I hate to put it that way. But that's what it is. Vice lords for too. Yeah, you can include them. We can include all of them. Don't leave none of them out. You know. What's going on, bro? I can't hear you.
Oh, can you hear me now?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Peace, family. So Mel, you know me and stuff. We talked before. Um, I want to start, and then I want to come down the line, and and let me land my plane. What I mean by that, if as we look at the gangs, the Bloods and the Crips,
Uh-huh.
it's like L.A. to me is like movie set. Like coming from the East Coast, everybody on the East Side. I was born in Detroit, so everybody in the East, they look at L.A. as Hollywood, the movies, a lot of flamboyancy in television.
Uh-huh.
So when we look at that, and there's like an onion, you peeling layers back, because although it looks like the Crips formulate first, when you look at like Outlaws, Brims,
Uh-huh.
these gangs are older than the Crip.
Mm-hmm. Well,
So,
the Brims
so
and the Outlaws are, the Pyru's not.
well, not the power. Okay, not so much the power, but a lot of those blood and even they had the chain gang that turned the Inglewood family, right?
Uh-huh.
They go back into the '60s, right?
Uh-huh.
So a lot of the blood, and then I talked to a lot of my OG, like I told you, I come out of the seven folds, and a lot of my OGs told me that the homies used to say blood, young blood to each other before Crip and blood was a word.
Well, the term young blood was brought back by the Vietnam veterans. They used that as a
Yes.
term of endearment
Yeah.
during the Vietnam confrontation because there was so much racism happening within United States Army that they band together. All the blacks band together. They recognize each other by young blood.
By young blood. And even so, Crips had no problems back in them days, probably what, 71, 2, 3, to say, hey, young blood.
No, I mean, because it was a popular phrase. You know what I
Yeah,
mean? Like I
yeah.
told everybody yesterday, the Crips gang cuz because the term cuz come from Texas.
Okay.
They're from Texas, and there was usually a cafe. It's still there now. It was called Jeffy's. Let me see. What did Marlena say? I couldn't see it, Marlena. You got to send it to me again. I didn't see. I didn't see what you said. Um. Uh, oh yeah. Oh yeah. So okay, yeah. Could you cut your camera on? That way we can see
Okay.
you.
Okay. I have my shirt off. I just put my face up.
Yeah. There you go. There you go.
Okay.
So, cuz was a word that all the people that migrated from Texas to Los Angeles and become of the migration. It was a migration because Firestone, Uniroyal, Goodyear, um, the post office, the ports, General Motors were all hiring, and a lot of those jobs were middle class jobs, and a lot of families that were coming from the South came from a lot of them came out of Texas, right?
Hmm.
And whether you was from Austin, whether you was from Houston, whether you was from Dallas, whether you Corpus Christi, Galveston,
Fort
and
Worth. Well, all of them. Yeah.
all of them, right?
Yeah.
They recognize each other by saying, "What's up, cuz?"
Mm.
I heard that word in like 65,
Okay.
sitting in this cafe with my father eating breakfast.
Hmm. So would you say, Mel? Would you say, okay, let's say that's true. And you were saying earlier, I was listening to you. You were saying these brothers would go to the pen, like the dude from Pyru, and they would study with the Black Gorilla family,
Uh-huh.
and they would get this information and this knowledge. Just like, would you say, like Malcolm, he couldn't come back and be pimping red and run with the
No,
hood. So when we
it's
change up, that's what I'm saying. So when we change up, how do, like, you now with all the wisdom and knowledge you got, is it to, like, because once you get out there on the towners and you talk to them and you tell them let's go do, they're like, man, OG, we hear you, but you know how they do every OG every cycle.
they
Every
don't
time
want
you
to
get
talk
on,
to me.
they don't want
They
to
don't want
hear
to
it.
talk
So
to me.
that's what I'm saying. And
They
so how do
don't.
you
Let me
as a
tell you
man?
something,
Yeah.
man. You hit a good point. They do not talk to me, bro. They'll see me and they'll say what's up, but for them to have, because the communication is not there. They don't know how to
Yeah.
communicate. I'm up here on my communications, and they still
At a
quite some.
lower level.
Yes,
And so only time you should, I was taught by my
and
teachers,
this is
the
no
only
shame
time
to
you should bend
them.
down is when you
Let
trying
me
to
say
help them
this
up
though.
there. Oh, go ahead.
It's no
Okay.
shame to them. It's just that
No.
my growth and my maturity has taken me to another plane and another
Exactly. A
stratosphere.
higher plane, Mel. Let's get that right.
Yeah,
A higher plane.
yeah.
We got to acknowledge righteousness for righteousness.
Because I get dudes that try to talk to me about whatever that is over there, whatever how it came out that didn't start gangbanging until 85 or 86. And I be looking at them like, okay,
Yeah.
if I got a hold of this in 72, 73, 74, 75, and all that, I was done with it before you even thought about it.
Yeah, right. That's right. So, Mel, so when you getting like that type of feedback, it's like you supposed to been like I was saying earlier, I was taught you never stoop down to the lower level only when you helping somebody to get up.
Uh-huh.
So with that knowledge and information you got in the community and like other community, the discipline, like for instance, I see the BGF in the pen back in the day. I'm looking at it from the book point perspective. They was on the same level as the Mexican Mafia and the Aryan Brotherhood, if
Uh-huh.
not, greater. But then the
Uh-huh.
Bloods and the Crips attitude, it's like if I got an attitude in public, I show out against my father, which I think the Bloods and Crips showed out against the BGF. Sometimes I was hearing they was turning their back, letting Mexicans pay them to turn the other way and let them stick BGFs.
Yeah, I don't,
And I never seen a Southsider a Nathaniel turn their back on the Nostra Familia or the Mexican Mafia in that way?
I can't speak to that because I wasn't there. I don't know that part, but maybe you do. If you were there, maybe you can speak to it because I don't know that part.
I thought
And
I heard what's the name on your show? What's his name?
bam,
No, OG, original Oaks Park,
Rockhead.
Rockhead. I thought remember because he said that how he wasn't feeling them because they was on some other stuff and it was his conflicts and that was a major conflict I heard at one time.
Yeah, that's part of what happened between because the CCO allegedly was supposed to have some type of secret party with the BGF, but the Blue Notes was like, wait a minute, man, we Crips, how's y'all doing that?
But then when you talk to the Blue Notes like Spark and TS, they give compliment and love and honor to the BG. Like them guys is really smart. So it's like to me, it's Dr. Jekyll, Mr. Hyde. We gotta go one way or no way, man.
Well, you got to be able to compliment the way they was going or the way they wanted to go. It's just that again, the immaturity, the mind. We're thinking about teenage mindset. When did we start growing up, or when do we grow up?
Yes. And take accountability, like you said. If you do something in the neighborhood, you rob a grandmother for her food stamp. Somebody in the hood should whoop your ass.
Absolutely.
Come on. When that's when it started getting bad.
I don't try to demonize anybody or make anybody look small or feel any different about who they are, what they are. But what I am saying is that, how long we going to be turning our back on this experience where we are annihilating each other, and it's just this genocide that's occurring amongst us. We keep annoying them, but the moment a cop or somebody white or anybody, ODM Slim, good to have you, man. You can tap in anytime you wish, ODM Slim.
I'm listening. I'm a young nigga, man. I'm listening, but this is history. You know what I'm saying?
Man,
but I understand some of it. You know what I'm saying? But some of the stuff is like this over my, you know what I'm saying? Oh, you know what I'm saying? Everybody got their own little levels and shit. You know what I'm saying? But I understand a lot of it.
That's great because I'm happy when I see people in your age group that's able to come in and say, wait a minute, let me listen to this and see how does it correlate and where can I because here's the thing, let me say this, ODM. Thinking it ain't the fact that a lot of people don't think. The problem is they don't understand how to think, and thinking they tend to associate it with feelings. And when something associated with feelings, it becomes emotionalized, and after it's emotionalized, it becomes reactionary. So there's a chain of events that occur within us that we don't necessarily process it right.
Right.
And that's where we are today, and we're caught up in that because again, both the Crips and the Bloods came from a teenage mindset.
Sure.
When do we grow up, or are we going to grow up?
And that's a lot of testosterone, Melly Mel, where when you're young, you still like, what is it called? 7, 14, 21, the ages of maturity as you grow. If they was under 21, they never got, so they always was at that stage, and they created a philosophy for 50-year-old men to follow an 18-year-old understage human developed person's emotions and so now you just
This is every city though. This is every city. Even when I hear about different going to like Texas and how they started in Texas, how it started different places. It's just 17-year-old boys, 14-year-old boys, 18-year-old boys. Like these niggas ain't nobody 21, 30 years old that start know nothing. All these people just like they all
when Percy jumped out there, and everybody could see that Percy was struggling when he said what he said. He just said something. He didn't know what he was saying, but he said it, and it triggered the whole West Coast. Everybody said, wait a minute, because I said, wait a minute, Percy. Tookie was born in 1953. He left Louisiana in 1959. That made him 6 years old. The Crips didn't come about until 1969. Now, how did he bring the Crips with him to Los Angeles from Louisiana?
But in all fairness, Melly Mel,
correlate something. I think he was just trying to do something, put something together. Just make it make sense. Like,
Slim, think about this. Okay, ODM Slim, think about this. He said that, but he said he didn't learn to read till he was 25 years old. And if he read Tookie's book, he know Tookie said he got his cripping from Raymond. So what is he talking about?
It's there, you know.
Oh, yeah.
I've
So
been, I've been in the presence of Tookie. Not many people. You would have to be like in my age group to even
Sure.
say what I'm about to say. But I've been in the presence of him, and he wasn't like what everybody is making. He wasn't a bad guy. He just wasn't a bad guy. He was a defender of his younger homies. If anybody came around and disturbed, like did something out of pocket, like a bigger dude, because I remember this guy's name was Alvin Weinstein, dinosaur out of Mona Park. He came through and slapped one of the younger homies. Tookie got in his car, and everybody jumped in the car, were following him. He went around, he found Alvin, he pulled up on him, got out the car, and he went in and just grabbed him by the neck like that. And because he was super strong. I mean, he was just super, picked him up and just slapped him. And humiliated him right there in front of everybody. And it was like, oh wow. And this was like during a time when everybody was trying to put themselves in a place to like who I mash my cripping behind, what it looked like, or who I want to impress, who's impressionable. So a lot of people, so that's when we start running to Big Five and different sporting gigs. They was getting them cement weights. Remember the weights?
Yeah.
Everybody was trying to get big because we saw what he did. You know what I mean? It was a demonstration.
Yeah. Hey, ODM Slim and Mel, I'm about to get off, but I want y'all to remember, and for you, Mel, I'm gonna get what's the name over here to talk to you on your channel, Big Jack, because I be with Big Jack every day.
Big Jackie?
Yes, sir.
You do?
That's Tookie's best friend. Yeah.
I've been wanting to talk to Jack for some time, man, because Jack, because I remember when Mad Dog said, no, Jack told me that when Mad Dog got out the pen and he saw him walking down the alley, he said, God damn, man, get that big.
Yeah.
He said Mad Dog went back down the alley, down to his house. He got a bunch of weights, got a bench, and came back down to the alley. He came to his house, set up the weight benches. They start buffing everything.
Man. All right, I got you. I got y'all. Hey, peace to the family. I'll talk to y'all soon.
Okay, good.
I like hearing when you talk about the history, you know what I'm saying? Especially you've been around a lot of them, you know what I'm saying? Even with Turtle and all this, you've been around a lot of them, bro. And these people that when they talked about, it just like in a sense, like, you know what I'm saying? Like it was cool to be around these niggas, you know what I'm saying? And even when you talk about them, you make them sound so like, and I can understand it because I've been around these people that of course they later on you talk about them. You know what I'm saying? You talk about them all the time. You talk about like other people that I be around. Like, oh, you mess with him? That's your boy. And I can see that, but you around some real ones, bro. Straight up.
Yeah, if you go over there off of it's between Avalon and Central off 109 over. I think it's Front Street or Back Street on the sidewalk. All their names from 72 are still in the sidewalk. Mad Bull, Big Mad Dog, Moto, Little James, Marcellus, Rosette, man, and just Isaacs and all these different names, man. They right there, man, and people don't even know that they walk over the stuff all day, every day. But yeah,
70 something. That's history. Walk right over it.
Yeah, they don't know, man. You know,
that's Backstreets for sure. For sure, that's Backstreets.
Yeah,
Backstreet Watts. No, for sure.
Yeah, over there where Big Speedy was from. Yeah, you're right.
Yeah, it's Backstreets, man. I've been over there. I've been over there a couple of times, you know. No, but like I like hearing you talk about, you know what I'm saying, and you make a lot of sense. Like especially like it's great to see it now because it's like you was adolescent with these guys, so you was seeing what's going on. Then you see how it was, and seeing it now and the fully developed, you getting your degrees and shit, you understanding the mindset of the people, and it's like damn, it's like the breakdown. That should be cold as fuck. It's cold, bro.
Yeah, because I got to go back and play because it's a movie in my head, right?
Yes.
Because my eyes was taking in all this footage. Now I get to go back and replay it to the younger generation because I saw Bob Simmons. You know what I mean?
Wow.
Bob Simmons and was the guy that ran all the boys' homes with all these people with a pretty Crip, Guy Walker and Little Cross and Tiny Man Weasel and Shotgun and Limpy and Tookie and all these individuals, Blackie and Monkey Man and all these Pookie, all these people used to just show up, man.
Right.
Look at that, man. Yes. Man, they looking ferocious. They don't look normal at all.
They hungry on everything. For sure,
Nothing
man.
about this is normal. And then you go to the Mingus and you see the same thing from the red side, you know, because bartender used to come in the park, and because we was younger, we was still his little homies, even because he grew up right there. You know, he break out a commercial bag of weed and a bottle of wine. We sit there, drink and smoke, you know. And
for sure.
Lug and jug.
That's fire though. Like even if you think about it, we don't look at it like that, bro. When we coming up in the game, by the time we come in the game, it's all this thugging. It's us, fuck you, fuck them. We got everybody at these set blocks. It's y'all, you know what I'm saying? Y'all stay on y'all side, we stay on our side. And we never got the unity, seeing niggas going up, seeing niggas fight each other.
Yeah, see, y'all didn't have that because y'all got verbal and nonverbal. The nonverbal is the tattoos and the look, and then you just make an assessment. Okay, he on one, I'm on one, you know. But back then, that was at least a line of communication. I went to school with him, man. What? Man, you went to school? Yeah, man. Oh, man, I'm over here now, though. Oh, yeah? Oh, yeah, man, I'm from Peru now, man. Oh, okay.
Yeah. For sure. That's tight. That's different, bro. It's different.
ODM Slim, we used to wind up at the same parties, bro. Can you imagine a bunch of Perus and a bunch of Crips at the same party? Trying to feel each other out.
Times.
All that they call Campanella Park. They used to be all up there, St. Albert's at the dances, and they call them sock hops or whatever, you know, and now, you know, it's flooded with something else, something different. It's different now, but at the same time, the element was there, man.
Man, nah, for sure. I done been places where like we, you know, been in rooms with different like enemies, like where like 5, 6 of them niggas inside, 6 of us, we on the other side. It's like, oh, we see them niggas. But how y'all be saying, y'all be thick too. Y'all be talking about, it'd be like, nigga, it'd be 20, 30 yards, like 20, 30 of them. Y'all just be in the party just chilling. I'm like, damn, that shit, nobody said nothing. Just know how was going on. Like, no, they was right there. We was right here. Like, they know what was up.
ODSM, believe this. In the 70s, it would be hundreds.
Damn.
Hundreds.
Honey, it's that nigga.
You gotta understand, man. We didn't really have a whole the transportation. What is plentiful is we used to walk to parties, walk or ride bicycles, or
right,
then
always a unit though. Everybody from Compton was Compton though too.
Yeah,
right? It's like
we could walk to everybody's party, everybody's neighborhood. You know.
Here come Compton boys. This body riding down, wow, coming down.
Yeah.
That's crazy. I wish it was like that again. You know, it never be like that.
It would be at least the understanding would be a little better. It would be like, okay, man, I know I went to school with him, man. He ain't bad, you know.
Right.
Man, it's like one of my last go rounds when I was getting out the feds. I was in a halfway house in Hollywood, and Geek from the Biddy, they call it the Biddy Stone. I'm gonna say it how they say it.
No, Biddy Stones.
Yeah, he come up in there. So he come up in there. I don't know him, and he looked at me. He said, "Man, I just got here. I need a phone. You got a phone?" So I used to take my phone and put it behind my belt. So when they want me, they say, beep, 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 beep. I said, "I'll lift up. That's a belt." And my phone back there though, right? So I give him the phone, right? So he jump on the jack. He take care of all his business. Take care of. Next thing I know, I start seeing people roll up. But one after another, they dropping off money, they dropping off food, they dropping off clothes. And I'm thinking like, man, what's this dude? So then he tried to give me the phone back. So I said, nah, you keep it. Take care of everything you need to take care of, man. Man, within a week or so, man, that man has so much money and stuff up in the man said, come on, let's go to Peru's. I said, Peru's. I said, Fox, yeah, let's go. Went up in there
Yeah.
and he laid it out, bought me everything I needed. Then we went, he not only went there, we went to the fragrance shop, bought all the fragrances. Then we left there, went to CJ's. I think CJ's was on Pico.
Yeah, CJ's.
Yeah, we ate breakfast. Then we went to Mama and Papa's son to get our feet and nails done and all this stuff. You know, this really. But I'm sad to say this, man. Had I been on some weirdo stuff, oh man, that dude's a blood. I don't like, you know, or he would have been like, oh man, that dude's no, man. Get to know a person before you make an assessment or you characterize them or try to fit them in some type of box.
What would you say to people like that that's stuck in that mindset, or like that stuck in that mindset, that how would they get out that mindset to try to even be cool with a blood or be cool with a Crip?
Well, first of all, you got to get out of the local thinking. The local thinking is what's caused this, because you're not able to expand your mind. You got to read books. You got to look. You got to be able to take yourself out of the equation and look how the world operates versus how your block operate, or how the street operate, or how the park that you will go in today, because the world is vast. It has many moving parts, and there's things going on in this world that you have absolutely no idea that's going on.
Facts.
You know, so again, it's not the thinking. It's not even the fact that they don't understand. It's the fact they don't understand what thinking is. They tend to associate it with feelings, and with something associated feelings, it becomes emotionalized, and it's emotionalized. Then that comes the reactionary part of it. You know, and the only way we get past all that is three things: is communication, responsibility, and we just got to you know, man, be able to apologize when we wrong.
Accountability for sure.
Accountability. For sure. There it is.
Not for sure. And I say that all the time. I just said earlier, I'm like, and that's the way I live, though. I ain't gonna lie to you, because it's like, even when I go through things with people and all that, I try to see what part I have. You know what I'm saying? And take account for that part, because it might be a small part, but it's not sometimes be enough to trigger somebody to do different things. So you got to be accountable for the things you do, period. You know what I'm saying? A lot of people that's be out here like, oh, I ain't did nothing wrong. I can't fuck with them type of people.
Well, the good thing about it, ODM Sim, is the fact that you can go back and do an assessment. See, because everything has to have an assessment before you can begin the process of reconstructing or whatever. But the fact that you have that mindset to go back and do an assessment, man, that means that you're growing, bro. Because that was the time ODM Slim was just here come in going hard.
And then I learned from that stuff, bro. Like, 'cause like, I'm going hard for what? You won't hear nothing. I'm just making noise. You know what I'm saying?
That's what they say. But you ever heard the term? The old folks got an old saying. They say, "Empty wagon make a lot of noise."
Right.
You got to think about it. Empty wagon. The wagon is empty, but it's making a lot of noise.
You know what I'm saying? I learned how to use my words and try to make lesser words, make it sound loud though. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. I just use that. You know what I'm saying? It's my voice. You know what I'm saying?
Some people you just don't even. You should never even be in a conversation with.
No,
you see how they are. You know, they twist everything up. They only there for manipulation, degradation, and assassination of Black people. There's some people on the internet come on here every day to assassinate Black people, and they're.
And I was myself in the beginning. I wanted to combat that. I wanted to be a person like to be. I own them type people. But what I figured out is that you can't do it with them in the same room as them, right? You can't do it nothing with them. You got to do it on your own time. So I be taking my own time. I do it on my own time, and I show all the people around my way. Listen, man, these are the type of people y'all listen to. These type of people. Come on, man. Real talk.
Right. Because for the life of them, I don't understand what they get from Clubhouse. I don't understand why people invest their time.
I don't even go on that thing, bro. I probably popped in Clubhouse in the last 6 months 3 times on some just random stuff.
Yeah.
I'm not
That's
doing that,
you
bro.
just like, okay, I'm finna go over here and argue today because that's
Yeah,
what it
exactly.
is.
That's exactly what it was. It's like I'm gonna make some noise. I ain't got nothing going on YouTube, nothing to
Yeah.
talk about. Just make some noise and fast. You know what I'm saying? That's about it.
Somebody
That's about
say
it.
Percy's a clown.
You said what?
They saying Percy's a clown in the chat.
Oh yeah, nah, but Percy, like with the things he was saying, though, I ain't gonna lie. I don't know if, but it brought some people. I never heard of the. I never knew about the Fados Hoover Gangster Crip and the Fados Hoover Crip gang. I
Uh-huh.
never heard of that. You know what I'm saying? So it brought some knowledge out of it that he banged Fados Hoover Crip gang. You know what I'm saying? He don't bang Gangster Crip. It brings something like, oh damn, I didn't know that. You know what I'm saying? Like damn. Now that's Hoover business, yeah, but it was only brought up really 1,000 because Percy didn't come out and just say it by himself. The young guys from Hoover said it first. Like y'all banging that, y'all stupid for banging that. You know what I'm saying? So he just responding. Now, is he too old to be act the way he act? Of course. You know what I'm saying? But who am I to say that? You know what I'm saying? I didn't act crazy. I didn't act crazy as shit too before. You know what I'm saying? So I don't know
Well,
what
one
I'm
thing
saying.
the young guy said, he said, man, before all that is Hoover first.
Right, it's
Before,
Hoover. Exactly.
he said,
Exactly.
before any of the thing you want to put, whether you
It's
put Crib,
Hoover.
Criminal, or 107, 979, he said it's
Hoover.
Hoover first.
Hoover. So Hoover coming for everything. And that's what that's what they should have took out of it. I feel the Texas niggas should take that out of it. Like, you know what? Even though we
Yeah.
ain't trying to do that, but it's Hoover. We bang the H. We shouldn't be beefing over the H, how we bang the H. You know what I'm saying? Now, if we just take one word and turn the Crip into Crim, it might work. It might work. But since it's five deuce, though, it looked tricky because it's five deuce.
Right.
That's it.
Fidus is different.
Fados and versus Fados. Fados Hoover Gangster Crip versus Fados Hoover Crip gang. It's crazy. You know what I'm saying? And it's a cold world. And it's a cold world. If you don't know that type of stuff, if you don't know the history, now niggas like I come niggas like you with the history because man, he know more than me. You know what I'm saying? So I be like, look, I listen to the low. I be just back here chilling sometimes like this shit. They get back and start talking about some shit. I said, look, man, this is cool. I like that. You know?
And what's so crazy about it, one of the main guys that are over there, man, they don't even mention it anymore. Cat like Bob, man.
Bob. I heard about that cat Bob for a long time.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, he was
Like Bob.
he was the man over there. And his brother Fat and the rest of them, Skillet, but a bunch of them. But
right.
And I met all them dudes just by going up to Marshall's down on 42nd in Vermont, right by Manual Arts.
Right. Damn, how long had Marshall's been up like that? I thought that shit, damn. Like
Marshall's was the spot in the 70s and in the early.
So that Marshall's been up since the 70s?
Huh?
That Marshall's been up since like the 70s?
Yes.
Oh, see, I never knew. I always seen it. Always been there, but I don't know how long it been there.
No. Let me help you. Marshall's was a spot where everybody got their hair done. Not the Marshall department. Yeah, it was called Marshall was the dude that owned it. It was right there on the corner. Right there where Manual Arts is right there, right?
Oh, you told me on Vermont.
Yes.
Okay, yeah.
That little building right there in the corner was a hair salon. It was called the dude that owned
it. Now I remember that. I remember it's called. All right, so that's what it's called, Marshalls. Okay.
Yeah.
So you may hear about Marshalls.
Man, you would go up there and see. Everybody used to have that's when everybody was pushing Cadillacs and Bromes and with the lettuce, tomato, and cheese and all that stuff sitting out there with bumper.
You got perms and shit? You got perms?
Yeah. Because Marshall was like the guy. He was the guy that had perfected it. Like, if you really want to be laid and whipped all the way around, you went to Marshall. Anything else, you was half-stepping.
The half-step first. Nigga pull up with Marshall. Bam, you and your bitch your hair done.
Yeah. If you went to Marshall, somebody said, man, you got your hair done in Marshall? Yeah, man, I mess with Marshall. Marshall used to be sitting up in there. He had the Robin Hood hat on and the cape, and he had old Rusty 38 up under there because people used to be up in there gambling. the guys that used to hit Neiman Marcus, Saks Fifth Avenue, that was coming up there with all that BJ Feeler, Elise, and Sergio Dacchini. They was, going up. They was going up in the stores way back there. That's why, and they was going up in the jewelry stores with the sledgehammers.
Huh? Feelers and Neiman Marcus? Feelers?
Yes, that's where it originated at. BJ Feeler.
Oh shit!
Born George, you can't get that feeling no more. But they got that feeling that you get now is a lesser feeler. But yeah,
okay,
yeah, but that's where you had to get it from. And they
my uncle used to shit where he was going to manual arts. They had all the feeler suits. They were like, we're feeler boys. We have all the feeler suits.
Yeah, Feeler Bob and all them cats. But anyway, they was running up in the jewelry stores with the sledgehammers back then.
Right.
And everybody was coming up to Marshall. Marshall was the spot. You can gamble, you can come up and sell you sell your jewelry, sell whatever, get your hair done. So there was this cat named what was his name? He used to run a big dare, Jake Clayton. Jake Clayton was a dude I think Jake was out of Inglewood. He come up there and laid everybody down one day.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Jake ain't no joke.
Yeah, but Jake came up, man. Jake came up missing in action about 2 weeks after. But Jake, everybody know that name, Jake Clayton. They know that he was a monster out there in the streets, but he overstepped his boundaries at some point.
Hey, fucked up with the marshals and fucked up. Marshall had to come snatch your ass up. Rush 38, right?
No, because you had a lot of East Side, all the dudes out of the whether you was from the bottoms or the 20s. Or Compton dudes or West Side, everybody would come up there and get their hair done.
So what you so I'm gonna go back. I'm gonna put the camera off for 2 seconds. I'm gonna be back here. But okay. I'm saying about the what you know about the Senegans.
Oh, 5'5" Senegans? That's where y'all was at.
Yeah, right.
That's your neighborhood.
Yeah, I got some older homies that's finna get out. They in different taste stuff. They finna come do an interview. I was thinking about
Alvin Horn.
Yeah,
that's what you want.
Right. Talk that shit. Yeah.
You know Alvin?
No, I don't know Alvin, but I hear about Alvin. The name come up a lot when they talk about.
I think it's Alvin or Albert Horn. Albert Horn.
Albert or Alvin or something like that. Yeah. There's another name that came up too. It's his brother too. It's like 2 or 3 of them that they be talking about. And all like, yeah. You know what I'm saying? I be listening to my older homies. They be,
the Finnegan was up in there, man.
Yeah, I be listening to
everybody, man. Every neighborhood had a hustle. Every neighborhood had a clique of dudes that did something that provided a economy for those neighborhoods, man. Every neighborhood had that.
So the grandees, right?
Uh-huh.
Was the airport always there?
The airport has always been there.
Okay. So
it's always been.
The street grandee ran. How long it ran though?
It starts over there, all the way over there in Front Hood, and it ends over there. But the Grandees is there because of the apartments. It's a cul-de-sac. It's like a horseshoe. Right. It's only one way in and one way out. Right. So it was like a fortress. It was like a Compton Crips stronghold. All the Compton Crips would go over there because you can go over there and party. They had parties. They was always in there drinking wine and they was always partying. Girls was always over there. It was just, man. And then down the street you had what's called Boot Hill.
Boot Hill.
Yeah, Boot Hill. They told everybody.
It's always your eyes, though. I ain't gonna lie, bro. You remember this stuff. You can tell the way you remember it. It's like, you looking at it. I say, oh, shit.
You see the excitement in my eyes.
Yes. It lights up. It's fire. That's fire, bro. I fuck with that so much. You light up like, oh shit. But Boot Hill, what Boot Hill consist of?
Boot Hill was apartments and everybody had moved out, so the Crips had took it over, and there was a cat named over there. His name was Boot Hill Reggie.
Okay.
And he used to come out early in the morning, and he would yell out, "Boot Hill, Emma Evers." Boot Hill Reggie. Everybody knew him as Boot Hill Reggie. He was like a rooster crowing in the morning.
Okay, all right.
Character. That's where you find the big Rebos and the Salties and the Frosties and the King Rat, King Snakes and all those different people, King Dean and Red Dogs and all them people. The thing about it, the neighborhoods had different names, but they still was all one. You had Spooktown, you had Park Village, you had Boot Hill, you had the Grandies, you had 165 block, but everybody functioned in the Grandies.
So everybody was one as Compton.
Yes. It was the CC. Two canes with the two C's with the derby on top. And the chain earring.
Oh, wait. Oh, wait. Compton.
Two canes crossed up like that.
I got that on my stomach. 2Ks. When you said it, I know exactly what you're talking about. The 2Ks cross. Yeah, for sure. That's it. That's deadly. Straight up. Yeah. It's deadly.
Yeah.
That's that Panther shit. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, I know exactly what I'm saying. Yeah. I know. For sure. Damn, that's tight. That's tight. With the 2 C's.
Yeah, and the derby on top.
So what was the first major event that split that, like that you can recollect?
LA split in 79 due to the 60s and the trade war, right?
Right, for sure.
Compton didn't split until the 80s. There was a guy, his name was Brim. They found his body. There was a party, the Palmer Blocks, the Santanas, the South Side, and the Park Village. The gang, it was at this YMCA was a party. Some shooting happened, and nobody knew that Wesley Brim had got shot. And when he got shot, he it caused them to speculate on it. The speculation was that the Carvers did it, Diamond Blue. Then they said no, the Palmer Box did it. But come to find out, it wasn't even none of them. It was some dude from LA that did it. And that kicked off a whole war between Palmer Block and Southside. And they fought for many years over misinformation, the lack of evidence, the lack of knowledge, lack of communication, and they fought for years about it. And then eventually,
the person that died was from Southside or Palm Block?
He was from Southside. Wesley Brim was from Southside. But what I'm saying is that cancer metastasized, and then eventually, because after the CC meeting, the CC Rider meeting was supposed to squash all that. That's what that was meant. But then, man, cocaine was bound by it, and then everybody was getting scandalous. People, you got people touching 100,000, 200,000, and then mismanagement. They go back down to 5,000 and all that stuff. Now they get scandalous.
Right.
Now they selling fake birds and all kind of stuff to get back.
Shit.
Yeah.
Right. That's starting wars right there.
That's starting wars.
Damn. So have you? What's the I could say I know your area that you reside. I don't want to put nothing on you, but the area that you resided in the beginning of your life. You know what I'm saying? You coming up, and it's considered like one of the strong cores of Compton, like we talk about CC. You know what I'm saying? What event that you can damn, with us in this event was caused a ripple effect on a lot of shit. Because I know a lot of people went against y'all and a lot of people with y'all.
You have to understand where I grew up at. It was Oaks Park in Midtown.
Right.
We're fighting too many battles because we're the only Crips on Rosecrans.
Right.
You go from Avalon all the way down to Paramount. It was the Lime Hoods, it was the Cross Atlantics, the Mob, the Looters. At one time, all that stuff was Looters, of course. Hollywood. Right. Then you come up to Ames, and then you got the Mulberry Street, the Fruit Towns, the Cedar Blocks, the West Side, Cabanilla Park, and 135. You got all these different blood sets, man. Right. And we're right in the middle of that. The Treetops, I forgot about them. We right in the middle of all that. So the only thing that only made sense to us was to merge the two sets and become one, and that's how Santana came about.
All right. Fire.
Yeah.
Santana.
Yeah, so I tell everybody during that time, they were the The Navy SEALs are cripping.
Right. The Santanas was Navy SEALs a cripper?
The Navy SEALs.
I can see that. Listen, I'm just keep 1,000. I can see knowing, like, first of all, me growing up with the niggas I've been growing up with, knowing the people I knew I'm growing with, you know what I'm saying? Majority of them, they got elbows, you know what I'm saying? Keep it real. And that just, and some of them on the streets, but they known for what they known for. I'm just saying, I can see that me going over there, seeing the generation, seeing even the females, it's like a certain way. And then the people that y'all getting to it with are like heavy hitters as well. So it's like,
but the thing about it, Bo, we didn't get into it with people like that. It's like there was always some type of situation that initiated, because we had mantras. We went to the places where the people told us not to go. If we can't get it, it can't get got. Hard D and dynamite, all we don't F, we blow up. Those were our mantras.
Damn, this is crazy.
Yeah, those were our mantras. Tick, tick, tock.
The
blood gets you know what I mean? Come on.
Names are tennis, bro. Names.
Guys, please, let me say that I'm not glorifying this. I'm just simply giving providing him information to the question that he's asking. It's not that I want to go back down memory lane and relive that or be part of that anymore. No,
for sure. No, it's just me saying that because me understanding this shit as what it is of today, you understand it as the beginning of this shit. You know what I'm saying? Even I'm gonna stop saying shit. My bad. Even because we professional. This the beginning of the situation we, you know what I'm saying, we in, and the mindset. There's a mindset. First, we was teenagers. We watched it as teenagers growing up, going through this stuff, and you seen it from Turtle, then coming down the line, Baby Gangster, all it. It's just monumental people in these areas, right? And you just being a part of that area, right? But then I'll say get into it. I'm just saying, as in later on, as seeing the conflict of the South being who they is, and y'all, these people being who they is, and y'all, and it's like. Everybody, it's ground been whole. It's been that being with the beef with the
beauty about what you're saying and asking is that there was always somebody there, whether it was Turtle, Gangster, and others. I'm not gonna name their names because they're not on the internet, but that drove the car, and they drove it the way the car was supposed to be, because Turtle created an economy over there that was ran like a 500 Fortune company.
I like that.
Hands down.
Turtle, I love Turtle, bro.
Everybody had a role to play.
Right.
And based on your role was based on how much you made over there. Whatever your role was is what the money you earned. Right. He was very fair in that, and he didn't exclude nobody out of that. That's why it was like it was, you know.
See, that's tight. That's tight. You know what I'm saying? That's business mindset at a young age as well.
Oh yeah, so definitely very business
with a mindset,
business minded, street minded. You know, I've seen him. I remember me and him went up to Little Willie's. Little Willie was first up in Bellflower down there by that motor vehicle down there off of RT. He was at a little paint shop. Me and Turtle, we went up, and Turtle gave him the money to open up a bigger paint shop on Bannon Street. And he bought a whole nother warehouse and everything. And man, and when that thing got going, oh my God.
That's tight, man. Because
it went from
in my head, I'm seeing a man that's seeing and building his own economy in an area. You know what I'm saying? And that's what I'm looking at right now. Like, damn.
And the crazy part about it, not that it's crazy, that he was like a frustrated union boss at times, but at the same time, his leadership skills and his ability to overcome circumstances and situations and invest, he always invests.
That's, man.
He never failed to invest. If he saw an idea, if somebody had an idea, he wasn't one of them people that he wasn't afraid to say, okay, let's do it. That's how he was. Right. You came with the idea. Oh yeah, okay, let's do it.
No, that's fire. That's fire, bro. I ain't gonna lie.
Then when I saw Stutterbox, Anthony Axon, Randy McQuillan, and others I'm talking about these are real red rag dudes that we was warned against, right? Pulling up, and he said, man, I looked at T. I said, T, what's going? He said, man, we got to make money. The money is everywhere. The money ain't just over here. They got money over there. When he said that, I understood exactly what he meant. Why we just gonna make this money here when we can make that money over there?
Outsource and bring it over here to this economy.
Yes.
Right? That's fire, bro. And that's what the guy, it was like, I just seen a gang of people, like even with Kev Mack, all these type of stuff, people talking about certain people, all that. I love watching Kev Mack and shit like that. Love I got documentary shit, right? Just watching this history. And I'm a historian, bro. I love that shit. I like watching this shit, right? And seeing certain shit on Turtles, like it give me goosebumps every time I see him, bro. He be like, the way he just, he was like, yeah.
If you go look at that documentary, all in that car, that's me standing next to him.
No, I know that.
Yeah.
I know that. That's you. I know that. That's why I can say that. No, I see that, and I seen that. I'm like, that's Melly Mel. He like, yeah, that nigga. He like, he right there. You got the same little smile. I said, damn.
We in the mirror, and they said, Charles, that cool? Yeah, baby, drop it like it's hot. When you going skate ring, partner?
Right. You know what I'm saying? That shit was fire, bro. I'm like, look at Melly Mel, bro. It's like, damn, and it's like, that's why I swear to God, like, even with you and Kevin,
that's why I don't argue with nobody. I don't argue with nobody because all they got to do is go look at the documentary and it explains it. I forgot to argue that point.
I have no point, man. I was with the head of the nigga. At any time, I don't want to like putting titles on nobody, but he was like a face of something. You know what I'm saying? Straight up, and he was, you know what I'm saying. And every time I watched that man,
he told me this, Slim. He said, "Man," he said, "we're gonna operate with impunity." I said, "What do you mean?" He said, "Man, the police like money too."
Damn, he mob bossing it. Wait for the
the police like money too. Saw the police come over there and pick up a bag, man. A few times.
Fire.
Few times.
You know, and to have that, it's like that's like they're gonna nigga the police. And the way you said the police like money too. And I can see that shit. Like I can see him saying that. Like I'm finna go cash this nigga out. Yeah. We finna get the bag. Now,
me and my homie Kizzy, we in a spot on Rose. We over there, we in there whipping, putting everything together. Phone rang. Kizzy picked up the phone. And I could tell when his eyes jumped and he looked at me and he listening, looking at me, and he hung up the phone and said, "Man, we got to go." Man, we ran across Rosecrans. Somebody, I can't remember who it was. We was carrying beakers or something. Somebody fell in the middle of Rosecrans. Cocaine went everywhere in the middle of Rosecrans. we ran across the street and then ran back down the street to the big house. And sure enough, they hit the spot. They hit it, but we wasn't.
Oh, exactly that. The Johnny's, y'all know, like, hey, bro,
yeah.
Do the thing. Yeah. They wait. Oh shit! Like, get up out of here. They got about 20 minutes to get the fuck up out of there and get everything. Get them out of here.
Then we didn't have that much time. It was like minutes.
Damn. That's tight though. I ain't gonna lie. That's really like, but that's how they was moving like a mobsters though. See, that's the difference. I would tell everybody they want to take all these different things from these mobsters, taking their names and all this type of stuff, but then they want to say certain things, right? If they living like that, you living like that, bro. Simple plain. It's nothing. If you live like that, the best way and be structured to where the community is getting fed straight up as a whole.
Yeah, dudes was jealous, man. He the mantras and the way he moved, man, there was so much jealousy associated with some dudes behind him, man. It was just weird,
that's
man.
Crazy, bro. And that's like, and he was feeding the team, he was feeding the whole community. He was like, and people still hate.
Yep.
That shit gay, bro. You know what I'm saying? That shit gay. It's like we lose our leaders all the time because niggas want to hate. Niggas mad because they haven't got that power. When God made it for certain people to have that power. What's good? What's good?
Hey, what's going on? Can you hear me, Professor?
Yes, sir.
What's going on, man? I've been a supporter for a minute. You know what I'm saying? I'm from Memphis, man. I love
Man,
your
glad to have
content.
you, man.
Oh,
For
Glad.
sure.
sure.
Yeah, I'm actually I follow both of you guys' channel, man.
Oh,
You know what I'm saying?
appreciate it.
So yeah.
Where you trucking at?
Man, I'm in coming out of Little Rock right now.
Oh yeah, shout out Lil Rock for sure too.
Yeah, I appreciate you, man. How you doing today?
I'm doing good. I just wanted to ask you two things, Professor
Go ahead.
Melly
Get away,
Mel.
brother.
So in a documentary, I remember you was patting your braids.
Yes, sir.
I'm like, I ain't never really seen nobody patting no braids like that, but
Man, they were ditching.
No, I know females do it all the time. They be like,
They were ditching.
oh yeah, they was about time to come down, huh?
Yeah, we was at the skating ring. I didn't have time for that. We was head to the skating ring, man.
Oh yeah, that's a classic
Yes, sir.
documentary, man.
Yeah. Oh yeah, thank you, man. That night, well, another night we was at the skating ring, and there was this girl, man, and she was giving some eyes. So when she came around, I tapped on the booty, right? Bam! Back then we could get away with that. You can't do that now, but back then we could get away with that.
all
So
different
she swung
principles.
around, she looked back at me, she was smiling, but her dude was like straight across. He saw what I did. He starts angling. He coming towards me. He don't know that the turtle and the twin already got him on the radar. By the time he rolled up on it, man, we slid that dude all the way back across the whole skate.
Dang, a turtle crazy. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
The turtle, right? Turtle be old things. Straight up.
Oh yeah, we was there, man. We was there for each other, man. That's it, man. You know, it just was different, bro. It was just different.
Yeah, true brotherhood, bro. It's true meaning of that's what I'm saying. Certain things like we hear it, but that's why I said a lot of time we was bamboozled because we hear it, bro. And it's like even listening to you, sometimes I feel like I ain't been all the way bamboozled. You know what I'm saying? Like listen to shit you be saying. It's like I wasn't all the way bamboozled. Yeah, I was bamboozled by certain niggas, but I wasn't all the way bamboozled. It was niggas like this out here. It was niggas like this in every area. You know what I'm saying? And but it was just the other niggas survived. While them niggas died off, the other niggas survived. You know what I'm saying? Other people, you know what I'm saying? Other shit happened, you know? But I felt bamboozled by a lot of this shit. Like these niggas is weirdos, man. All this shit is weird. Straight up. But I'm listening to history, going through shit. I'm like, you know what? No, not for real. I do it for the people that was above that came before me. You know what I'm saying? That I love that for sure. And the unity
I
they
remember
had.
there used to be a spot down in Long Beach. Of course, we used to hit the canteen, the hut, and all that stuff. But there was another spot later on. It was called the Quiet Cannon. It's called a Reef now. You guys might have heard it's called a Reef where they get weddings and receptions. Anyway, it used to be called a Quiet Cannon, and they used to have open mic. That was the first time I saw Snoop Dogg, man. This is when he was just a kid. Just come up and because they have open mic. They come up and they jump on the mic. You know, like, man, who is this?
Rapping, little kid.
Yeah. But we used to be up in there with the insanes, you know, no problem.
Right. That's fire. Seeing that shit, that's crazy, bro. I wish I seen that shit. I'd be rich right now. I'd be having every 5-minute videos. Oh, one day I remember walking down the street and I seen Tookie. Ha ha! I'd be having all type of stories. Hey,
put the dramatic down it up.
Dramatic. Man, I'm saying I seen Tookie. That Tookie slapping a nigga.
You know what? I wouldn't mind doing like that because there was a time when Tookie, they was coming up with this block, right? And it was in a bomb, and I don't remember if the bomb, it didn't run out of gas. It stopped right in front of my house, right? And Tookie looking around, like me and my homie Sugar Bear BJ, we in the back. So he come to the front door, boom, 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 boom. My dad answered the door. And he goes, hey, well, they call me Pedro, that big old boy at the door. Big old boy, what are you talking about? And we go out there, it's Tookie. Tookie, the car don't broke down. He need us to help push it. So they had the 3 in the column. When you hit the clutch, bam, jump off the clutch, bam, and take.
Right. I remember that shit.
Yeah. My daddy said, boy, what that big old boy doing? Come over here for. Yeah. Yeah, you know how your dads be, man. They got sayings.
Right.
You know? They got sayings. He say, son.
Even Kev Mac shit, right? Kev Mac right now, even when I was telling Kev Mac, y'all got a lot of history stuff, bro. Y'all doing it. It's different, bro. I'm trying to tell you, it's like you got niggas like me that pay attention. Like, it's different, bro. You're gonna have the young niggas pay attention because it's like this is where it come from. It's like I was down at this time, bro. Nigga, you talking about nigga first generation. I remember when first generation shit was going on. Like niggas was some niggas what the fuck? That shit is different. Nigga, like hearing that shit like, damn, like it is fuck them niggas, but damn, we was cool with them niggas like that. Like, damn.
But man, let me say this. The Hogs, man. The LBs, the Baba Louis, the Pams, the bartenders, the Puddins, the Icky Dawsons, the Ray Johnsons, the Herman Juniors, the Bojangles, the Savages, all these different people, the H-bombs, and all these different people, man. You know, you can't take the fact that they was Hog. The same thing you can't when you look at the Tookies, the Raymonds, the Mac Thomases, and the Salties, and even my homeboy Killer Wayne and Duck, and Robert Thomas, and all the different Darnell Miles, you know, and the Front Brothers, and all the different dudes. Them dudes was Hogs, man. Them dudes LaSalle. The BGF, LaSalle, man, the BGF, people don't even know until I probably said that the BGF is what killed LaSalle, you know?
Right.
He was a hand guy, man. Throw them things, man. I'm telling you, man, you see them dudes fight back and then my homie Snake, man, and you say that, get like the Snake. He's telling you, man, you better get like the Snake. He meant that, because if you can get like the Snake, don't come over here with that. Don't come over here with that fight game.
Yeah,
because I'm Pitbull trained.
Right. That's hard. Get like the Snake.
Get like the Snake. Chili Pimp, man. Chili Pimp was from Chicago, Black Stone Ranger. Well, the fedora with the leather coat with the belt tied, and he had a baby cannon. He called it a baby cannon, shotgun. I said, man, that gun sawed off too low, man. I said, man, that thing gonna blow up on you.
That thing.
Yeah, but anyway, man, I got to jump up out of here. ODM Slim, appreciate you.
I appreciate you, bro.
Man.
Every time you.
Right on, Memphis. I appreciate you anytime, bro.
Meet everybody.
All right.
Follow me on Instagram too, man. The Hood Postman on Instagram. Send me a message.
All right. I got you. Take care.
Okay, take care. Drive safe, bro. Right again.
All right, you too.
Right on, man. Right. Once again, we had another eventful, informative day. Fun. It was fun, funny, informative, and we talked about some things because this, guys, it's not personal with me. I don't dislike nobody. At this point, I'm 66 years old. I'm ready to retire, sit down in a rocking chair and just watch the grandkids. I don't have time to be fussing with nobody on the internet about some stuff that they did or didn't do, or you feel that I did or didn't do. I can care less. If you're still stuck in that adolescent, that teenage mindset, all I can just say, man, grow up. Because America created the nigga experience, the stereotype, and shaped the idea of the nigga. and you guys continue within the genocide of it, killing one another, and you participate without fail, wholeheartedly, and you think it's cool. On gang, on hood, dead homies. That's what your language is. I'm perplexed by that because I really don't know what all that means, but I hear you saying it. To me, it lacks substance, it lacks life, and the most important, because we are light, we are life, we are love, we are beauty, we are the sweet truth. Your joyful thoughts. You shall only see the enlightened. My will and your will are the same. As we live from our hearts, we spread love throughout the world. With that being said, shout out to the Bloods, shout out to the Pyrus, shout out to the Crips, shout out to the Hoovers, shout out to BDs, Vice Lords, the BDs and GDs and all that stuff. Everybody, we are one. So let's be black. The Black Gorilla family, the 415 Kumis. I got great love for the Kumis. Because the Kumis, I'm going to say this, they came about because they saw the disrespect within the BGF. They became 415. With that being said, it's been amazing. It's been incredible. Marlena Williams, once again, we pulled it off and we was able to, last over an hour. But don't mind me just watching, church moving. But go ahead and lock that door.
Cali finest, baby. Proof of grind all the time. Music money. Got a dollar sign. Hub City. I'm a street nigga. Streets fuck with me. I'ma keep pushing products till the fans get me. It's guap off top. Diamond Cartier. That nigga wall won't give a broke bitch the time of day. They see me climbing. They see me shining. That's hard work. Proof of grinding. New money got me tipping in that 550. Ali, bad man, and I'm so pretty. I got that tech with me. That's my hater sprayer. Go big, grind now, nigga, play later. What can I say? I'm addicted to this paper stacking. And I don't talk about it. I just make it happen. Word on the block is that my shit go. Reach for the low.
Lock the door, Marlena. We gone.